All right, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Hold-Up Project coming to you here on Saturday morning, April 26th.
It's a birthday episode.
Birthday episode. My birthday. 41. Anyway, any of you classic car guys or car enthusiasts out there that may use the old shoestring technique or tape measure or any of the other random ideas for doing alignments.
Yep, 45 jack stands laying everywhere.
We've got a fun one today. Gyraline actually sponsored this video and sent us one of their little alignment tools, as you'll see right here. So we're going to put this baby to the test today on the old 66 66 Impala. Sorry, El Camino's sitting over there. But there will be a couple of videos using this. We've got a tubbed out 57 Chevy to do.
Yep.
Blower car, and Matt's 69 Sonoma, if you haven't seen, or 69 GMC. God, I'm all over the map today, and I haven't even had a beer yet. It's only 9:01 a.m.
The old 69 Sonoma.
The 69 Sonoma.
Yeah, maybe at one time.
But if you haven't seen any of that build, you can check that out. It's going to need alignment. But for today's purpose, on this old girl here, since there's not much camber and caster adjustment on these old cars, we're going to be focused on getting the toe setup done with this. And typically, doing alignments, you'd want to have all your steering components tight, obviously, because if you don't, then your alignment's not going to do worth a crap at all.
That's right, you'll just be chasing your tail. So
Yeah.
before you get started, check your ball joints and tie rod ends, drag links, pitman arms, and idler arms. Make sure all those things are satisfactory and don't wiggle.
And then tire pressures, obviously, too. Make sure your tire pressures are set where you want them, and that your steering rack or gearbox or whatever you have, the pressures are equalized in it and your steering wheel is centered and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's get set up here. We got to take the beauty rings off, center caps, and we'll take them off all four because we're going to use the rear tires to measure which tire in the front the toe is out on and how far. And we'll really put this thing to the test and see how she works.
Well, here we go. We've got the beauty rings off of that wheels. That's step one if you've got any accessorize on your wheels or anything. Bob struggled with that. It was quite comical to watch.
So I will say that this Gyraline is primarily set up for iPhone use. Luckily, sorry Buckeye, but my work phone is an iPhone. Matt and I are Android users. They do have software for Android, but I think it's still in beta testing. Something with the sensors and Androids are a little bit different or whatever. But so we're gonna put the iPhone in here. You just set it down in this tray, and the case is still on it. So tighten your little thumb screw here to hold it in there. Don't have to go crazy on it, otherwise it'll start pushing side buttons and drive you nuts. Open her up and open your Gyraline app. You get a license for this, so when you install the app, put the license key and stuff in, and then away you go. So anyway, this is about what it looks like here. You can do thrust align, body align, your camber settings here, and it gives you instructional videos how to measure it all. Caster. So yeah.
Do you think you'd need any previous alignment experience to use this tool?
No, I don't think so. It's pretty self-explanatory. It walks you through it pretty well.
Nice.
But you can do all these different measurements, all using the sensors in the phone.
Nice. Does it check your eyesight too? 20/20.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah, that's your body align. You can align it using the body panels, or you can do the thrust alignment using the wheels. We're going to do thrust alignment. So, and then your precision down here, you can do, you've got 3 different parameters that you can use.
Nice.
And I think we're just going to go this guy here.
Is that in the middle setting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow,
Oh, just whacked my head.
we're going to start over here on the driver's side. And basically, the tool's got these two little knobs here, and you set it right in the lip of your tire or your wheel. And if you, I don't know if Matt can show you, the little green diamond there in the middle,
in there.
you just line him up
Ah.
right there. Click your tire, and it saves that setting, and then you go to the other side. So you want to keep this kind of flat, pointed towards the front of the vehicle as you do this. And then you come over here. It's got the same knobs on this other side. Put them in your wheel. Get your little diamond set up right in the middle. Click your tire. And then it wants you to go back to the driver's side and recheck. So we'll head back over here. Set her back in the wheel. Get your little diamond set up. There we go. And that was with a tape measure the last time I did this. So now you can go to the rear and check the rear, and it'll show you which wheel in the front, how the toe is set on that particular wheel, based off of the rear tire.
Aha.
Which is just how an alignment machine does it. I do have experience doing alignments because I was a mechanic for a long time. So we'll get that one. Go over here to the passenger, right there.
And then back again for verification.
Back again for verification. And when we get to this step, to verify this rear again on this side, once you click it, don't take off quite yet. So you'll click it, it's got your rear toe in there now. Click that tire again, and it'll give you the option. You can either go back over the passenger or go up to your front. And when you go up to your front, that's going to give you the measurements of which side of the front is off, you know.
In comparison to the rear?
Yep. So we'll go back up here to the front.
Oh! They say the cameraman never dies. Baloney.
There we go. So there you can see the passenger front tire is towed in. And the driver's side one is basically right on the money. So the rear toe actually is a little bit out. And that's probably because I put different wheels on this, potentially, but there's no adjustment for rear toe, so.
Nope.
So there you go. There's your initial settings. And so we're gonna go over here to the passenger front and bring this toe out. As you can see, it's towed in. And then basically go back through and retake those measurements. That's the only thing with this, it's not live data like what you would get on the alignment machine as you're doing the adjustments. So you have to recheck and recheck. But
that's pretty slick.
For the price of this tool, to be able to do an alignment like this at home, especially on, you know, your classic car, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll continue on here, and obviously we're gonna go drive this thing and see how it all turns out.
Yeah. Is this tool capable of checking like Ackerman and camber?
It is right here. Here's Ackerman right here.
Oh, look at that. Boy, they thought of it all here, haven't
Yep. There's Ackerman, caster, camber.
they? Oh, there's
Even
that
gives
car.
you your cross camber. There's your back to your toe.
Whoa.
So typically doing an alignment, you would do it in order. You would do caster, then camber, and then toe. So we're just doing toe, obviously, like we talked about. So all right, well, we're back. So
we had a hiccup.
we didn't straighten the steering wheel like we had talked about. I just went ahead to start taking measurements. So these are our new measurements with the steering wheel straight. I did screenshot it, so I'll drop it in the video here. And this is where we're at. So we're gonna get the toe kind of set up here. The toe. What'd you see in the fire, Brendan?
Toes.
So that's our initial measurement, and now it's time to go ahead and crawl underneath or start making some adjustments.
Yep. What do we got to do? We got to crack the tie rod end sleeves. And then should we find a way to hold the steering wheel straight? Or do we need to have someone in there holding it?
Generally, if you had this on an alignment rack, yes, you would. There's a tool that you put between the seat and the steering wheel that locks it in place so it doesn't move as you're making adjustments. We do not have the luxury of doing that here at home. So just make sure that when you're yanking around on things, you always recheck the steering wheel. And actually, after each adjustment, you're supposed to roll the car back a foot, back forward a foot, kind of lets the tires equalize because we're not on plates. And then you recheck your measurements. So when you do that, just make sure your steering wheel is straight.
Do you think a person could make their own alignment plates, maybe with a couple of boards or some ball bearings underneath maybe?
Sure, I'm sure you could. We were actually going to put some pig mats under these front tires. This is a pretty slick garage floor.
It is, it's polished.
So it shouldn't be too bad here. But if you have rough concrete, yeah, you could probably try to figure out a way to make some plates. But I think that's also part of why they want you to roll it back and forward to straighten or to get the tires. Because when you're making the adjustment and the tires are moving, they're probably not going to be where they're, once you start driving, they're going to.
Yeah, I would agree.
So.
And I don't think you'd want the car too much higher in the front than in the rear. That might fool around with alignments too. So.
Yeah, and your camber.
And the camber.
So anyway, let me grab some tools here to get set up and I'll crawl under here and we'll start making adjustments.
Alrighty.
Alright, so since we know that we're towed in on both sides, we know that we have to turn both tires outward. The rear we can't adjust, so we're just going to get our total toe closer and get these two front tires turned outward. So I'm going to go under there. We're going to go on there and do a couple turns on each side, retake the measurement, and we'll see where we end up. So that's where we're going to start anyway.
Yeah, and you can kind of use yourself as a judgment here. You can see that this one's 0.85 and this one's 0.6. So you might say to yourself that whatever you do on this side, it's going to be just slightly more than this side maybe. So if you take the tie rod end adjuster and give her a turn and a half on the right side, maybe a turn and 3/4 on the left, maybe.
Yep.
We'll show you these tie rod end adjusters if you're not familiar with them.
These.
I meant the what you're adjusting.
Oh, the sleeve?
The
Here.
sleeve.
I'll take you under here and give you a look. There's your sleeve. So you got a 1/2 inch on both sides here. Loosen these and then turn this sleeve. And you can kind of figure this out. If you're backing the sleeve, lefty-loosey, if you're backing it off, it's pushing this tie rod out, which in turn is pushing the front of the tire in, so you're towing it in farther. So you'd want to thread this up the sleeve to pull this side of the tire in and turn the front of the tire out, if that makes sense. So that's what we're gonna do. We gotta turn the front of the tire out. So you would want to thread this guy in. Oopsies, I'm going the wrong way. I'm not even doing what I'm telling you guys to do. No, I'm going the right way. Sorry, this is hard to record. I don't have the car up in the air, so. Just doing little turns at a time here. We'll stop there. And that'll give us a starting place anyway. And you can kind of gauge what you've done based on the difference in the reading. You know, if it goes from a 0.6 to a 0.3, you know about how many turns is how many degrees and so on and so forth. We'll go ahead and slide ourselves under this side here and start turning this one. This one's a little trickier because you've got the drag link coming down and the either arm a little bit in the way. Ooh. And this side might be a little tighter also. So anyway, you guys get the gist of this. I'm gonna make some adjustments and we'll show you what we end up with.
We certainly will. We'll check back with you here in about 10 minutes. Start counting. What did we come up with?
Well, here we are. As you can see here, I went the wrong direction here. This one actually got worse. And I went a little bit too much on this side. So we're gonna go back under, redo this side, bring this side back in a little bit, and recheck. And when you recheck, you do front tire or driver's side, passenger side, back to the driver's side, and then you hit the rear once and come back up, and it'll show you what your side to side did.
Very nice. Yeah, we don't need this thing crab walking down the highway.
No, look like one of those old bent frame trucks or something.
Yeah.
Got the old dog walk going on or whatever they call it. Oh. Uh-oh, left my plier on the other side.
Oh.
Can you kick it over here to me?
Oh, mercy. Putting me to work today.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Nailed it.
Let's see here.
You guys remember this garage floor, don't you? Remember us working on this thing on our backs, pulling the old transgression out? That was one of our first few videos on the old 66.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
The old 66er. Not to be confused with the 86er. That's another great movie. Okie dokie. Well, we forgot a very important step, didn't we?
Make sure you keep an eye on your steering wheel.
Yeah, have a look-see at this.
She's a little bit off.
Yeah. Some would say that's cockeyed. We're making Bob put in the work today.
Yeah, Matt, it's my birthday and Matt's just standing over here twiddling around.
That's what I do. Oh, sounds good. She is cold-blooded.
Yep.
But yeah, don't forget your steps. Make an adjustment, roll the car back and forth, straighten the steering wheel, do that little dance thing. Otherwise you're going to end up with driving down the road and the car might be going straight, but that steering wheel, she'll be cockeyed.
So now that we got that all adjusted, I mean, we're giving you guys a thorough at-home look at what you're doing with this thing here. Retake that tire.
Then we hop over here to the other side. It's a beautiful spring day today.
Yeah, it's warming up a little bit finally now. It was a little chilly this morning.
Yeah, she got down to, what do you say, about 45 last night or so?
Something like that. Boop. Total toe looks better so far.
Yeah.
Wait till it changes when you hit this other side again. Or we might have nailed it.
Wouldn't be uncommon for the whole project to nail it, would it?
No.
We pretty much always win
Yeah.
until we don't.
Total toe looks great so far. Now let's check it versus
Oh, stay tuned for this one. We might put that one in the blooper reel, or we'll just leave it right on in there. Doink.
And then come back up to the front. And it always
And
shows
here I
you.
am walking in reverse.
If you look,
Hold on.
it'll show you. See the tires flashing?
Yep. So we got to pick.
You have the
tire.
option to go here or up here.
Pick a card, any card.
So we'll go back here.
And then you want to make sure you get it on the same area. Oh,
All right.
look at that. What happened?
We're a little too far out on this side, a little too far in on this side, but the reason our total toe looks decent is because the amount that we're off side to side is fairly equal.
Yeah, you would look at that, subtract that one from that one. That's what you get.
And that's what you get. But right now you'd be driving, pulling you to the left. So we'll slip back under here.
Slip, slip.
Adjust this side in a smidgen, that side out a smidgen. And this is kind of where you take little bits at a time.
Yeah.
You take big chunks to start when you're way out, and now you take little niblets. Not to be confused with giblets.
Are those what you cook on the grill and grease?
I don't know, sometimes I lose mine on the golf course. So.
We'll see you soon. Go. We made small adjustments now. Let's see what we end up with. We might be a little bit duck-footed here.
We'll see once we hit this rear.
Yep. Whack, 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 whack.
And I will say, the longer you work with this tool, the more you kind of get used to it, and you get into a flow with it and start to understand it. The glory of it is, all of it is it's just your time.
Oh, now we're pointing the other direction, aren't we?
Yep. So there's that.
How much is... Could almost... I don't know how much 0.3 degrees is, but you could almost just adjust this driver tire in
recheck, and I may have screwed up and gone the wrong way on this driver's one, because we were already pointing that way, I believe.
It's possible.
But when you're laying under here, I get backwards on these sometimes.
Easy to do.
Yeah. So if I thread this left, that kicks that out. The problem is I can't see the tire move.
Yeah, I can't either. I don't know if you'd even be able to see it with that small of adjustment.
Ooh.
0.3 degrees, because don't sometimes they do it in inches, like say a 1/16 of an inch toe in.
Yeah.
So it's hard to compare.
You can change that to that.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I guess I didn't even show that, but you can change. Missed it. You can change
Oh, I'm sorry, you're upside down, folks.
right
Folks,
here, inches.
let's see what that looks like. So that's almost 1/8 of an inch toe in.
Yeah. If you'd rather see it in inches, you can change it right here in the settings.
That's handy
Or millimeters.
for our Canadian friends up north.
Yep.
Huh. Okay. So that driver's side or passenger side tire isn't too terrible.
No, it's not bad.
But
And that's why it's yellow, or orange if you want to call it that. It's
Oh, it is. I didn't even pick up on that. Uh-huh.
so we'll hit these again. I only made that adjustment on the driver's side that time.
Yeah. All right. Well, Should I leave them on here?
We'll check back in when we've made the progress.
Okay. What have we got?
Well, here we are, folks. That was literally 5 minutes from the last clip that we recorded.
Yeah.
All we did was rock the car. I made an adjustment on the driver's side. We re-straightened the wheel. I didn't do anything with the passenger. But if you want me to change that to inches.
Yeah, look at how close this is for you inches, folks. Can you read it? What's it say?
207 inch on the left and 407 inch on the right.
That's almost dead straight.
And then total toe, rear, front to rear, we're good. We're set to roll. So we're gonna lock this in. We'll go for a ride.
Yeah. We'll even take you.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Mm-hmm. And I'll screenshot this. I don't know if I showed you the, see that little camera looking icon right there. Dink, screenshot taken. We'll post that up so you guys can see it live.
Yep.
We'll lock her in and go for a test drive.
There you go. All right, so we're loaded up here. We just threw her in reverse and we're backing out of the old drive whistle. Both have smiling faces. One, because it's a beautiful day, and two, because it's a beautiful day to burn petrol or gasoline.
Here we go.
Here we go. Well, my initial thoughts on the alignment system, I really enjoyed it. Of course, I wasn't doing any work. I was just videotaping. But what are your initial thoughts, just right off the hop?
Well, I'm pretty impressed with how it works and really the overall ease of it. There's a little bit of tinkering back and forth, but really, can you put a price tag on not having to take your car in to an alignment shop and horsing around with all that stuff when you can just do it right there at home?
No kidding. And that you can even, you know, align to your own custom specifications if you'd like to.
Yeah.
If you wanted 9 degrees of toe in for whatever reason, you could do that, where the alignment shop would look at you and tell you, nah, we're gonna pull up this old catalog and we're gonna do it to those specifications. So
it'll be really interesting when we do the tubbed out 57 to see how it works on a big, you know, big tubbed out hot rod with skinnies in the front. That car we're going to be doing camber and the whole 9 yards on. He's got a camber kit and shims and all that stuff for that car. So it'll be really interesting how that one turns out. Look at this.
all right, let's look at this.
Ready?
Yeah. Would you say that's straight down the road?
Well, given a little bit of the breeze and road crown, the fact that you can let go of the steering wheel, it's centered.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
All from a cell phone.
Huh.
Not gonna lie, pretty impressed. Nice job, Gyraline.
Yep. Maybe technology isn't so bad after all.
If any of you guys out there are interested in one, we'll drop a link in the video description, and you can go ahead and go through that link and purchase one for yourself if you'd like.
Yep. Okay, I think that pretty much sums it up from the whole project for this video.
Absolutely. I'd say we got a winner right here, folks.
I would agree. Have yourselves a marvelous day. It's gorgeous wherever you are. Make the best out of it, and we'll see you next Friday, 4 p.m. Thanks for watching.